and put your hands up, and come on and get down and get your back up off the wall.
Man, I love that record, dog.
Oh, word, man.
So like, of course, you know, it's a crowd, you know, like it's a crowd favorite. Like we've done so many shows. We've done so many shows together within the last 3 or 4 years, man. We know each other's sets. We know what's coming. So like, I you know, this is my joint. So man, so I guess my first question as it pertains to this song in particular, right? So me being a Justice League stan, LB stan, listening to you, listening to, you know, from Median to Sean Don to Big Remo, everybody. Like one thing that you guys did really, really well was y'all had those underground hip hop, but it was still party jams, right? Like this is a song that gets the crowd hype. It's not too heavy lyrically. You're not, you know, but it's like a feel good underground hip hop record. I've never really had that. I'm working on that right now. Whatever. But so like tell me like what went into like making this particular record for you. Like, first of all, do you know what sample that is?
It's a Creative Source.
Okay.
This
shit's so crazy. This shit's so crazy.
Yeah, it's a cover of I think it's, you know, that I could be wrong, but I feel like it's another version of that Beatles song that Earth, Wind and Fire did. Can't Hide a Love. You know the love is really there. Don't you really care? Yeah, you know it. You can't hide ever. You know that song. Anyway, it's a Creative Source version of a cover because it's really a Beatles song that Earth, Wind and Fire covered that then I believe Creative Source did later on also. So Pete Rock, the first person I heard use that sample was Pete Rock. And then Ninth used it for an interlude. And see, this is another thing that when it comes to like my in-house producers, like I'll hear something of theirs that they made. It could have been like 2 years ago. And I'll just wait to see if anybody makes a song to
it. It was an interlude on one of the
it was like a mixtape.
It was on either I think it was on one of the Chitlin circuits. And it was an interlude. It was an interlude, and Sean Don was talking over it. So a lot of times, like, because see, I'm the type of dude who I don't like what my producers and any producer I work with, I don't like taking a lot of beats and being like, let me hold these beats and I'm gonna see, like, whatever beats I take from somebody, those particular ones I'm gonna make a song to. That's it, nothing else. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't like wasting people's work, because I know that's people's. I agree.
Yeah. So anyway, a lot of songs like that I have, Crisis, or Ninth, those beats aren't particularly necessarily new. They made those beats maybe a few years ago, and then I'll just like chill with it for a while and like won't even be worried about it. I'll just wait to see anybody make some music, and nobody does, and then I'll be like, hey, is it all right if I make a song to this? They're like, nobody doing nothing with it. And I take pride in, like, I'm very picky when it comes to beats too, very picky when it comes to production. But I take pride in seeing potential in stuff that other people don't see. You see what I'm saying? So like, yeah, it makes sense once you hear the song Hands High, but I don't think nobody heard a song before I made Hands High. They were just like, oh.
I have a similar situation. So there's a producer, there's an artist I used to work with a lot named James Jackson. Incredible guy. He's kind of, you know, went on with his life or whatever, but he was working with a producer named Tez on the track. For some reason, I don't know if James didn't like the beat or they didn't need the beat or what have you. I don't really know
why,
but they just didn't use the beat or whatever. And so James' manager at the time was like, yo, I think you will sound dope on this beat. I said, okay, cool. So he sent me the beat. The beat was literally named James Jackson, right? He made the beat for Buddy. Buddy passed on it for whatever. I did it. I did a song called Live My Love. And the song ended up being premiered by Chuck D. You know what I'm saying? It was released single to my album Black Collar. And it was premiered by Chuck D. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
On his rap station. He said Marcel P. Black. He said Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Auburn, Oklahoma, everything. So like, you know, you never know. Like different people vibe. Like I know Knife said that Little Brother's Loving It was on the beat disc he gave Jay-Z. And Jay-Z skipped over Loving It, which is one of Little Brother's, it's probably their biggest record. You know what I'm saying? So it just happens. It just happens, you know, different people hear different things. So I have another question specifically about this video. So at the beginning, it says, you know what I'm saying, this was shot on location.
Whatever you gonna say is not the way it said, but go ahead.
It said Warsaw, Poland, right?
Not Warsaw, no.
Well,
it's another big city, more up further north than Warsaw. No, further south than Warsaw. So this is, it's spelled WROCLAW.
Oh, okay.
And we would call it Wroclaw, but it's pronounced like Vushklov, like that, something like that. I'm still not saying it right, but it's like their alphabet isn't based in the same roots as English or Latin, you know, Germanic or Latin. So it's just different. So anyway, yeah, it's in Wrocław, Poland. And this was on a day off on a tour. Me and Ghetto Socks had one day off to make this video. So to even add to this, like when I was making this song, I thought like, you know, this is gonna be something. I thought like this is a quality song, but I didn't realize people were going to like it to the degree they did. I didn't know that. So the reason this video happened is because this was not my first European tour. I can't remember which tour this was. It might have been the third or fourth one. That happened.
I'm looking. I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. I'm looking toward UK, Estonia, Poland, Sweden, Canada, Germany, Denmark, France, Romania, Croatia, Switzerland, Austria, and I'm sure it's something that they left off on Wikipedia. Like you've really toured the European circuit or whatever. So
and a lot of people don't realize that like I was in my 20s when I started touring Europe. And that messes with my mind because I forget. Being 44, it seemed like I just did it. And I'm like, yo, my first European tour, I was at the end of my 20s. And it messes me up to think about that. But so this song, Die in Your Lap hadn't even dropped yet when this tour happened. It was just like this song had already been like, people could hear it. And what I didn't realize is when I went to Europe and did this tour, first of all, this video company, it's like a Polish video company. They contacted me and said they wanted to shoot this video. This video wasn't even my idea. So they hit me up. Yeah, exactly. They hit me up. It was like, yo, do you have any time? They was like, we know you're going to be doing a show here in Wrocław. And they happened to be located in Wrocław. They was like, we need to shoot this Hands High video. And I'm like, how do you know about that song? They was like, we just got to. So when I'm doing my first time performing Hands High was overseas. And I was noticing sometimes when the beat first started, you know, the part without the drums and it's filtered, people's already going, oh, like that, like off rip. And I'm like, what nigga? Like, what is really happening?
There's something different right now. Right.
So, and the thing about it is the shooting of that video, we almost didn't even make it because we were on the west side of Germany in DJ Fial. His car transmission went out. So we had to first of all, we had to go online, and in Europe, people just post that I'm heading from West Germany to East Germany. If anybody want to rock, I got 3 space. It was like if you just hit somebody up, a stranger, and be like, oh yeah, I'm heading that way. Cats will stop at a agreed meeting place, and we just got in with just some cat that was in the German army. He was just riding to Dresden that was on the east side. He was like, yeah, come on. We just gonna split gas 4 ways. We were like, word. And we was on the Autobahn. I ain't never been so scared in my life. He had
what's Autobahn?
The Autobahn is the highway system in Germany. And the Autobahn does not have a speed limit. It is the safest road in the world. And it does not have a speed limit. If you can go that fast, that's you. Man, we was easily going like 100, 110, like it was nothing. And he had a BMW, and a BMW is it's the same thing as a Ford Focus there, because that's their domestic car. You see what I'm saying? I was in the front seat, so you got to think, we had all our merch, luggage, everything in our laps. Each of us, me, Ghetto Socks, and DJ Fowl, and the cat was beside me driving. I'm holding my stuff. Man, I probably didn't say like 3 words the whole time from one side of Germany to the other, man. I was like, oh my God. We was passing cars like they wasn't moving on a highway.
That's ridiculous.
And so then we got to Dresden, had to stay overnight in a train station. We was just there with all our stuff. And then got on a train, then got picked up and it was like, I just knew, okay, some cat had to pick us up. And I was like, I just know this dude is going to tell one of his friends that he's picking us up. And he's going to be like Cesar, Comanche, and Ghetto Socks, and DJ Fowl. And then his friend is going to ask, yo, can I roll too? Knowing daggone well. We got all our gear. We got no room. And I said, watch. And what did they do? They pulled up 2 grown men in the car already. And 3 of us with all our stuff. And of course, we now have all our stuff. You can't even see us in the back. We so way down. So then we get to somewhere else in Poland. I can't remember. They might have been touring. Then we finally got another car. Then we could like ride to Vosklav. We were dead tired. The last thing I wanted to do was shoot a motherfucking music video. No, this was our day off. So
the off day.
We were so tired. We were so tired that we needed this day off. That's why DJ Fiao was not even in the Hands High video. It's just me and Ghetto Socks and a whole bunch of Polish homies and homegirls. You know what I'm saying? He was like, y'all have that video. He went to bed, to the room. So now, that's not over though. We're at a mall in Vosklav waiting for the film crew. And Fiao was with us, just with us, because we just Ghetto Socks is from Canada. I'm from the United States. We just in a mall in Poland right now, waiting, right? So it's like the video crew comes like, yeah, word. So let's go to the first, shooting spot. Why did Fiao go off where he went? We're walking. Somehow we got separated. The video crew go off where they go to the first location. These motherfuckers left us at the mall. So now me and Ghetto Socks, we don't know where we're staying because we never went to the room, the spot we were staying. They at the film location. We don't know where that the fuck is. And we in some country. We just in Poland, fam.
Right.
What are we supposed to do? So I then had to be like, okay, somehow I need to get an online connection because it wasn't like cats had like internet and stuff like that back then like they got now. It wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? I had to contact the tour manager in Sweden. Finally got up with them. Then to let them know what's happened. Then they had to contact from Sweden to the room where DJ Fiao was in. And then DJ Fiao had to contact the film crew to come back to the mall and get us. We was at the mall for another hour looking stupid. So then they finally came back. Go ahead.
I'm saying you're dealing with language barriers, and you probably won't get something to eat, and you don't know what to eat. Like, so I guess that goes into my next question. Like
now you learning where the blackness came from, fam.
This is the origin of the blackness.
I was experiencing the blackness for so long, bro. Like, so finally, then now we behind schedule. Then we finally shooting the video. Like, I was not in no mood. So like that video, what you're seeing is me pretending to be happy, pretending to be like, and the thing is, I'm like, man, I'm some dude from a small town on the coast of North Carolina, and I'm in Poland. And like, I was so tired, man. I didn't even give a fuck. I was like, I just want to go to bed.
So that's bro. So I'm super domestic, man. I've never toured abroad. So you answer a lot of the questions, but as you see, while you've been talking, I've been playing this video of you live in Romania, Bucharest. So just real quick, man. Like, I guess what are the major differences you see, like touring in Europe compared to touring in the United States?
The major differences are like the people's attitudes. Like, one is depending on what country you are. If you're Black, you're going to be the only Black person. And I don't mean like, you know, you're the only Black person, like how when you did shows in like maybe Vermont or New Hampshire, like it's only a few. I mean, you are the Black person now. And like, depending on if you're in a smaller market, like you might be the first time some cats have seen a Black person not on television.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like they're and the thing is, being in the United States, we understand we got to wear that kind of aura on us to where we feel, quote unquote, the racism as soon as you step out your door. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of micro racisms that type of stuff you can't explain to people because you would have to live it to understand it. You know what I'm saying? But when you're in Europe, when I was in that Hands High video, it goes by real fast, but I'm walking. We're just shooting the video guerrilla style. Like, we ain't got no permits and the city don't know what we doing. We just walking down the street shooting. So I'm walking right through crowds of people, you know, the cameraman backing up, you know, we just doing our thing. And it's just regular old cats. And people like are looking at me like, yo, like, and the thing is, if that was the United States, I would feel some kind of way, like on some, okay, I see what it is. You know what I'm saying? But over there, they're genuinely, when you're in some of these places, not like when you're in London or Paris, someplace like that, but when you're in Wrocław, Poland, which is a big city, but it's just off, you know, it's off the beaten path of where people, quote unquote, traditionally go and visit, whatnot. They're really just genuinely curious. They're like, wow, like, why, like, what are you doing here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how did you get, like, why are you in our city? And they ain't asking you in a way of, you shouldn't be there, you're not welcome. They asking and like, they're just excited, like, that you're there. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a genuine curiosity because it's like, you know, they might have, a lot of times, you know, maybe they watched different shows and stuff with Black folks on it, but this is their chance to like interact, like ask questions and things like that. But you got a lot of that, and then the hospitality is different. So an example, a lot of times when you tour in Europe, if you're lucky, the venue, the living quarters are above the venue. So you got whole, like, your own rooms and all that, and all you do, like, you work your merch or whatever, but you literally can be watching TV, and then 5 minutes before it's time for you to rock, you just walk downstairs, get on stage, and rock. Now, at the sound checks, sometimes it's a full spread. They have a cook there, so it's be a long table, and it's just food that's been freshly cooked for everybody, for you, the sound engineer, Y'all just all chopping it up, eating fresh cooked food. Like, it's just a lot of love and hospitality. Now, don't get me wrong, like cats don't just lay down and think you're dope because you're from the States. Like, they actually have to be a fan of your music, or when they hear their music, they gotta think it's dope. You know what I'm saying?
So it's probably, is it, so you ain't, so if you dope, like, do you feel like when you get on stage, like, do you feel like you have to fight as hard to convert a crowd, or is it just like, now you dope, you good?
I think that they don't feel like when they're looking at you, it's not a bunch of people looking at you like I should be up there, not you. You see what I'm saying? They actually came because they're either already a fan of yours, or it's like, you know, somebody played them something or something like that. And they're like, oh, I want to check this cat out. Or it's like when people who are hip hoppers over there, for example, is the exact same thing as if me and you were opera heads, right? And we actually get some Italians to come through and sing opera for us. Like, that's where it's from. So they got a respect of, we're hip hoppers just like they're hip hoppers. You see what I'm saying? Right. But they're like, these cats are from the birthplace of the culture. So therefore, we about to see like cats from the original article, and they look at us like, you know, depending on where it is, they're like black folks. They're like, a lot of them are jazz heads, R&B heads, funk heads. Because you think about the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, and all that, they all listen to Southern black folks. That's where they got their style from. It's the same thing as rap music. It's the same thing. It's a lot of dope rappers over there, but they grew up listening to black artists from the United States. So they pay a homage to, like, you are part of like their tradition. They're like, yo, like, that's, so it's like, and when you're real and you're dope and you got that soul and you got all that stuff, that's what they want, because it's really something rare there. Because like I said, when you're in Poland, you're around Polish people. When you're in Croatia, you're around Croatian people. There ain't no all kind of demographics. It's Croatians, it's Polish people, it's Romanians, and they're all Catholic. You see what I'm saying? So like, you being like, you know, you be from like, you know, hailing from Southern Oklahoma, living Louisiana, like cats would study up on that, and they would have knowledge of like the history of the Louisiana music and the entertainment and all that type of stuff. So therefore, when you came there, that's their chance to like really be part of it, per se, of what they love. And they respect it on a higher level. Here, we're just more jaded, and we're like, yeah, it's not that special. I guess that's the biggest difference. It's not as special, to percentage wise. There's some people it is, but I'm talking about percentage wise.
No, I get it. So they treat you like they appreciate the culture a whole lot more. They appreciate the history of it, and it's just not, it's not oversaturated as much, because you just don't go outside and see a nigga every day. You know what I'm saying? I can throw a bag of Skittles in my neighborhood and hit 30 niggas who rap. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
So it's different. So I asked you about this because I had my first, one of the many things that COVID kind of took away from me, and this kind of goes into my next question, was touring. And so I had my first, at the end of May, I posted my first international tour, going back to what we was talking about with the Real MCs Don't Rap Over Vocals campaign, the Stop Rapping Over Vocals. You remember July 2019, or it was 19, I would say, I made that video, and that's like the most views I've ever gotten a video. It kind of went viral. And a guy from Canada was like, yo, we need, he was dead serious too. He was like, we need to Stop Rapping Over Vocals movement to come to Canada. You know, it's like, he was like for me, I'm serious about it, but I'm still kind of tongue in cheek. He thought of it like a real movement. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? So so it was a guy, he's in Montreal. And so he has like he has a platform where he has a platform to where they do like these ciphers. and they get MCs from all over the world to come do these ciphers, and then they do a show like the next day. So
right.
He was like, just check. I'm not a cipher guy. I'm not a freestyle guy. That's not my ministry. When I was young, I did, but like,
right. It's a muscle you got to keep exercising.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
If you don't, it gets
And I was like, and so I see the so he was like, well, he was like, we'll send you the beat way ahead of advance. You can write it, you can memorize it, and just to spit it, whatever. Okay, cool, I can do that. You give me 6 months, I can come up with a 16 I can memorize. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
I look on it, and it's you see, people who look black, white, Asian, whatever. Right. There was only one nigga rapping in English. Everybody else is rapping French.
Oh yeah.
Montreal,
they don't play that English.
Right. And so I'm like, oh snap, like it's really real, right? And so I was gonna start in Toronto and then do London, Ontario, no, I digress. It was Montreal. I was gonna end in Quebec City.
It was Quebec City. Oh wow.
Yeah. I was starting in the plan was this what I had planned out. I was gonna start in Toronto, then do London, Montreal, do Quebec, and then I looked at the map. If I could drive from Quebec into I think Maine. And so the plan I was starting Toronto, I was gonna do Toronto, London, Montreal, Quebec City, and then come down to Maine to do my the New England circuit. That was my plan.
Mm-hmm.
But COVID happened. You know what I'm saying? I from March to August, I was still working my album. I totaled it up. I lost about 40 grand in touring. You know what I'm saying?
Woo.
The day after, you know what I'm saying? I canceled all my tour dates. My father passed away, and I was in a really, really, really bad place. And I'm still working through it. I can't believe it's been 10 months, whatever. But so during this time period, I saw you do this. I'm a student. And you know me. I ask questions in a second.
Mm-hmm.
I see this.
Yeah.
I see this. And you and I had a conversation, and I've been telling everybody, I've said this in every podcast who I talk to, you and this goes back way to the beginning, the reason why I've been podcasting so much. This is what you said. You said that each like change or pandemic or change in the music industry, you saw rappers who rapped at the beginning who didn't rap at the end. You talked about from when it went, so when the mom and pop stores closed, a lot of people started rapping. With everything with digital, people started rapping. When the chat rooms calmed down, people started rapping. And you were saying the reason why you was doing this, on top, since we wasn't touring.
Right.
You said that there's going to be some people who were rapping before the pandemic who's not going to be rapping after the pandemic. And so
unfortunately,
unfortunately, because whatever. And so you came up with this particular campaign. And so you did this 9-week, 9-album campaign. I'm gonna play the video because of course, just we got technology, goddamn it, why not?
Right.
Yeah.
What's going on, y'all? This is Cesar, Comanche, the Justice League, True School Corporation, Black Jedi Zulu, and we're gonna do something a little different for the next 9 weeks. I don't normally do these. I don't normally record like this and talk to y'all this way, but I'm gonna have a special starting this Monday. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna have 50% off all my releases. So every Monday through Friday for the next 9 weeks, we're gonna dedicate to one album. The first album is gonna be Wooden Nickels, my debut album. And you can get it from me Wave or MP3. All right. So just hit me up on any social media, email me, anything like that. $5, Cash App, PayPal, whatever. And I'll fly those joints right to you. So let's just make a whole exercise out of this and see if we can make it the whole 9 weeks. Nobody having no type of hiccups or anything. And we're going to see what happens. So peace. Comanche out.
So me being a student of the culture, me being a student of the game, me whatever, that is the reason why. So for one, I saw that a lot of people started going live, and that got played out real quick.
Right.
One thing I saw you do, you really utilize your IGTV. You know what I'm saying? So you know, as opposed to like specifically IGTV. So that inspired me to start doing my all right, everybody doing live, and honestly, I don't feel like doing all this extra rapping and shit live and worrying about fucking up and all this other stuff, right? So I was like, okay, boom. So what I'm gonna do is I started doing the one song Wednesdays things, right? So just something different from just posting a video on Facebook or Twitter or even the regular, you know, IG videos. Use the IGTV, and then it stays there. It's not really moving up and down the timeline. It's a place where you go get it. So that's what I said. Okay, cool. And then for what it's worth, out of the 9 albums, I think I bought every one from you except for the ones I already had on CD because the idea was genius, and it is the epitome. You know, 2020 was the year of Bandcamp Fridays, but you was Bandcamp every day by yourself with no middleman. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure like them $5-7 added up. You know what I'm saying? So like
exactly.
So if you think about it, if we're talking 5 days a week, 9 times, like we're talking like I already took it down, but like you were making the video you were dropping the video every single day, and it was consistent and it was concise, and that motivated me to do my my other podcast, my In Search of the Black Messiah Deconstructed. So you introduced the album, and you know what I'm saying, and you talked about it every single day. Now I couldn't do my stuff daily, but I wanted to because I couldn't go back, I couldn't promote. I couldn't work my album because everything got shut down during the touring. I mean during the COVID. I couldn't say, well, I'm just not going to work this album till the world open back up. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, boom. Now I'm gonna do it every week. So once I re-release the album, every week I'm gonna keep working the album song by song by song. I just recorded an episode now before I got on you. So
dope.
I'm a student. I'm always paying attention. And you know, you've really impressed upon me the importance of maintaining a positive relationship with people that support you. So my question to you, and I'm asking you this all the time, and you know, we probably talked about this before, but you know, I'm asking you to put your guru hat on. I need you, or as best you possibly can, tell me what you think the future of DIY underground hip hop touring is going to look like on the other side of the pandemic. What do you think artists should be doing at this time right now? And what do you think is going to look like once we finally get there?
I feel like a lot of stuff that, because of this and because of what we're going through right now, the model is going to have to change a lot. Like, I feel like now we're going to need to put this, like pandemics, in our budget as far as planning going forward. We're going to need to do that.
Wait, hold on.
Check it out.
No, I'm ingesting what you said. Whoa, hold on. You said moving forward, us independent DIY artists, we need to plan and budget for pandemics so we don't get caught with the draws down. Oh my God.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. The light bulb will just come on.
That has to be also part of your everyday way you make decisions. It's got to be to where it's altered, to where it's like, okay, maybe I would have made this move before, but I need to make sure instead of like, okay, just for round numbers, putting away 20%, maybe I need to put away, not touch 30%, 35%. You see what I'm saying? Like, make bigger cushions of savings and realizing that, like, okay, when I'm doing something, what absolutely do I need and what is a luxury? You know what I'm saying? So it's got to get closer to necessities on a lot of things. I'm not saying everything got to be scaled down to the bare bones. It's just that has got to be in mind, because we still at this point don't know when this is going to be over. We don't know. So right now,
the way niggas is acting, Like, it don't like it's over no time. It could have been over if niggas would have acted right, goddamn.
Right, exactly.
But anyways, I digress.
Right. So we don't know. And so we got to keep that in mind. Now, and another thing I think is going to happen like afterwards is I feel like there's going to be more live / virtual shows. Like it was happening a little bit like you here and there, but shows are going to be a live and virtual option to where somehow, some way it's going to happen where you're going to be able to buy tickets, like, you know, online to be able to watch it and stream the live event and stuff like that. I think that's going to be incorporated. We're going to have to see what venues still even remain after this to even do shows in. So I feel like there's going to be more models of people doing shows and like, I mean, we were already doing festivals, but it's going to be like shows are going to be festival form too. More shows might start being outside for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like to where we get to the point where, you know, where we got an understanding of this virus and like people start being inoculated. We know the vaccines are doing what they're supposed to do, this, that, and the third. It's still going to be a time period of where we got to get the population right. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of things is going to be moving to outside and like during good weather times and things like that, you know, to where cats can still distance safely and check something out. And I've been seeing people doing shows in car, you know, where people park in cars and
drive and stuff. Right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You know, people are just going to have to be innovative. Now, the people who make it to the other side of this are going to be 1,000 times stronger than they were before this. And that is going to be real. Like whatever type of intellect and whatever type of ingenuity, whatever type of survival mentality you had before this, if we still standing after this, it's going to be some next level shit. So I feel like we're going to be more laser focused and more quality control. And hopefully those of us who make it to the other side eventually are going to reap the benefits of people not being able to go to shows for so long, to where when, you know, a Marcel P. Black goes through Detroit, cats going to be like, yo, like, we can't wait till next time. It might not be no next time.
So
we need to go now. You know what I'm saying?
So I think this is what I fear, and I give your opinion on that. I think that even if they start opening the stuff up, I feel like a lot of the venues probably still be working at a particular capacity. So I think so this can go a lot of different ways. I think the big name people, like the big name people, right. I think they got to take a pay cut because they have to take. So, you know, I feel like a guy like myself, I'm only charging $300 a show. What's how? Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. I feel like us that are in that, you know what I'm saying, $300 to $750 range. I feel like we should be able to eat because and like, I know I can speak for myself. I don't have like I call myself the last word of mouth rapper left, right? I ain't got no crazy, so I do everything myself. I ain't got no crazy viral moment. I ain't got no crazy label. Right. I'm by myself. Like, I'm the only person pretty much in Louisiana who does what I do. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm the type of person that if you know Marcel, you fuck with him. And no, Marcel's not gonna bring 100 people out, but he's gonna rock the fuck out your show, right? And so I you know, so I'm like, if you know type person. I think that a person like myself would be less of a risk than a person who can bring a whole lot of people, but they can't even fit in the room. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, look, this person charges $15,000 a show. Give me $500, and I'm gonna and we'll meet your capacity. You're not gonna, you know what I'm saying? So we'll be able to move in those places because we're not going to bring a super duper ridiculous overhead in a time when everything is already at capacity. And so
exactly.
I mean that's just kind of like my hope and wish. That's like in the perfect world. And so I'm like, that's why it's kind of been important to like I didn't like, it's still people who haven't heard Black Messiah, which came out October 2019. I dropped Angry Black Raps last summer. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of the summer, and I'm working on some new stuff. So by the time, it's people who want to hear. I've never performed anything from Angry Black Raps because it's never been, we've been on pandemic. You know what I'm saying? So there are people who say they want to hear me perform that, and they haven't seen Black Messiah live, and working on new music and doing stuff, and then already having 14, 15 other projects. Like I'm working in the meantime to make sure I got stuff that interests people. And I'm doing these podcasts so a motherfucker don't forget. Like
exactly.
And that's the most important thing. That's the most important thing, that a nigga don't forget that you out here. And I've been trying to tell people, like, I mean, 9 times out of 10 says, "Oh, you know this." The people who are waiting for the pandemic to end to start working wasn't doing shit in the first place. And so they was already behind. They were 2 years behind.
Yeah, that's a bad plan. You got to keep working. You got to keep whatever capacity that you can keep working safely. And like all of your different parts of your business aren't going to be able to be popping right now, but you need to do the things you still can be doing in this time. And still doing that work. Yeah, like not working now is a big mistake.
And I tell people like, and just posting links ain't working because everybody does that. Like Zoom. Man, I got the Zoom that I pay monthly because it gives me capability to stream on other sites like YouTube or Facebook. But like Zoom is free. Like all these apps on our phone are free. Like you do your campaign, like your campaign to something was genius because it was all profit. Like it was all profit. You had no overhead. You use Instagram and YouTube, and you sent them links like raw files. So nobody had to hold these links for you at all. You just had to make we transfer files, but that's light compared to nobody took any money out your pocket. You were still able to keep a relationship with your fan base for people who like I said, I bought because I think I have every CD since I met you in 2017, whatever, because we see each other's merch tables a lot. But I didn't know about wood nickels when I heard when you first added us on the listening, when you first added us for having wood nickels, I didn't know about you at that time. And so for me as a fan, I look at you as a mentor, but as a fan, even though we cool and we have great conversations, it meant something to me to buy your first album from you. And like and that's what those are the type of things I'm telling you, I'm a student. Like those are the type of things that are important. And that's the reason why I have these podcasts, because like I'm the dad fussing at these young guys, and I call them the cool uncles. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are the cool uncles, man. But like, but no, the budget thing. It is funny because like we talk about overheads. We talk about we always talk about the best way to make money without spending the most money, but nobody talks to us about saving. And so you said 20%. You said saving 20%. You was like save 30, 35 instead. So I'm asking you, just like, so do you have, I used to have it, but I kind of got away from it, I'm not gonna lie to you. But like, do you have like, when you're releasing an album and selling the album, working your project and you're on tour, do you have like a, y'all listen, if you're still listening at this point, OG about to give y'all some game. You know what I'm saying? I'm just everybody listening. Do you have like a budgeting formula that you use to make sure that you prepare, to make sure you keep everything that you got going on the flow? Okay.
My basic formula is this, like for my album sales, I use that money to either reproduce more albums or to put out the next album and stuff like that. Like that stays in that lane. Shows and things like that is what I chop up. So like, for example, whatever, and just trying to keep it easy, whatever bills and food that you need to have, and I just go month by month. you have that carried over. How I do outside of that is whatever profit I have, I'm mostly thinking about what can I invest my money in to make more money. Like, because I'm not somebody who really is in love with things. I'm in love with, and I'm not in love with money either. But the thing about it is, for you to build cushions for yourself that gives you freedom, and freedom helps you be able to be your own boss. And being your own boss helps your creativity to where you're not trying to make music, trying to figure out how do I please these people, these people, these people. You're making the best music you possibly can. And it just keeps giving you freedom, 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 more and more. And then you get into other things. So the show money is what I use to live and save and things like that. So at this point, I'm not really spending money, like extra money on anything. What I'm doing is I'm using profit to make more profit. And I just invest in me. So just in the same thing with merch, I'm like, oh, okay, I got the show money. I want to, I sell like hoodies once a year for like a month or two. I'll be like, I need to, get these orders, get hoodies made up, sell them, whatnot. Then it's like, that's more. And it's like with the merch game and all these different things. So it's like, I use very little money, like very little, on anything that's not going to make money. That's it. Like, so really a very small percent of my money goes to anything luxury, like a tiny percent. I would say easily it was no more than 10%, 15% of what I make in a month would ever go to anything luxury.
So everything is either being reinvested in your music or or just your basic living necessities.
Right. Yeah. Everything is, all of it is just building on to another goal. Because being a boss, because I feel like that's what being a boss is about. Like, we are companies. We're people, but we are also companies, and we are Black businesses. Put whatever label you want to put on it. So the only way something is going to work is if you invest in it. And like, instead of me putting out, like, because I see groups putting out a CD, and the CD ain't nothing but like that, like flimsy plastic material with a cardboard slip in there with information on it and a CDR in it. I'm like, how come y'all in this group? So y'all three couldn't come up with, now it's not even how it used to be. Because when I put out my first album, the minimum cost package you could do to manufacture a CD was $1,500. That was the low end of when I put out my first two albums. You couldn't get no cheaper than that. Now cats can get 100 CDs for like a little bit over $120, $30.
That's three people can come man.
Up with that.
Now, right. Comanche, you get 25 CDs for 25 retail CDs with the barcode, shrink wrap for $48.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying? You can do small runs, you can do all types of stuff. There's no reason for nobody to have no bullshit no more.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, and cats don't invest in themselves, and that's the thing. It's like, if you don't take it serious, then I can't take it serious either. You know what I'm saying? And the people are not going to take it serious because people are too worried about how much money they spend. And see, the thing about it is how you were talking about saving. If somebody makes $100,000 a year and they spend $99,000 a year,
they still broke.
But they still broke. But somebody who only makes $20,000 a year and only spends 10 of it, they richer than that person who makes $100,000 a year. And people
100%.
don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't think like that. And that's the thing. It's like, you think about being a boss, like, what moves me, what inspires me is making a product, selling that product for a profit. Making a product, getting it manufactured, selling that product in different ways, whether it be in your music, your branding, your everything. You're just doing these multifaceted things, and then you got to make sure you have multiple streams of income. Because right now, if all I did was shows, then it would be a wrap. You would be podcasting me. I'd be like at like McDonald's somewhere right now on their Wi-Fi because I don't got no place to live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but what it is that you gotta have that multiple streams of income, and you've got to get it to where those streams, and I could think of probably 6 right now or 7 that I have. Those streams have to be supporting themselves. You have to build up a stream to where it itself is funding itself. You know what I'm saying? And keep your mind on progress and things like that. Don't keep your mind on like all this other stuff that don't matter, because yeah, like, you know, people like Jordans, people like this, that, and the third, but it's like at that point you hustling to make somebody else rich and keep somebody else rich and not yourself. If you're going to be working hard, you might as well benefit off of it. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, it's keep that percent of luxury low. I would say don't go no higher than at 10-15%. Like what you got in your driveway should not cost more money than what you live in. Like it
Right.
shouldn't. It doesn't make any sense. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Because I'm going to the grocery store. That's all I'm doing. Why does my car need to cost $40,000? All I'm doing is going to the grocery store.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A $15,000 car will still get me there and back.
Right. Right.
It don't matter. That's
Right.
the type of way people got to start thinking.
And you know, so man, so like, oh my God. So this is why I pull. So I see a lot of young artists. They start off making the music that they love.
Mm-hmm.
They love to create this music. They love this underground, whatever. They like the hip hop they love, and they do it. They haven't necessarily figured out how to work their music right.
Right.
And so they switch to trying to make the popular music, but because they never learned how to like work the music correctly in the first time, they're still doing the same that they did work. You know, even though the music is different, they're still moving the same. They're still moving the same, and the popular music doesn't work either. And now they're 28 and they're already done rapping. So for me, as a mentor to young artists, regardless of the type of art that you make, I always teach them how to monetize their craft. So for me, I learned how to like monetize my craft young because I'm studying you guys and, you know, all the underground independent guys, see how they're moving. I learned how to like become my own boss and monetize my music. So I never had to switch up to make money. Like, and that, in all actuality, the more I leaned into what made me different, the more I was able to kind of grow. But what you're talking about is how to create longevity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, no, because you can monetize it all day, but it's capped if you ain't saving it, if you ain't got nothing to show for it.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so what you're talking about is the reason why, you know what I'm saying, you could be born in the 70s and still sharp and still travel and move how you want to move whenever, without having to answer to no boss, because you've found out a formula to create longevity. That's a bar, Cesar. That's
yeah. And see, another thing, for example,
real.
like this logo came about by accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think about the labels and the power of labels and how we people look towards us as where they want to get fashion cues from, things like that. Like, the only clothes I wear outside of jeans and sneakers, the only clothes I wear are either my own clothes with my own logo on it, or it's somebody I know. Like I would have a Marcel P. Black shirt. I have a Superstition shirt. I have an Eternal shirt. I don't wear anything that I really don't have a personal relationship with somebody, or it's my own thing. So if I'm going to advertise something, it's going to be somebody I'm cool with like that, or it's going to be my own thing, because Jordan don't need no more advertisement. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at the end of the day, the money's not going to you. It's not helping your community. It's going really funneling up to, and it's not a black and white thing, but if like we really believe Black Lives Matter, then we've got to act like it all the way. Because at the same time, we saying Black Lives Matter, we can't completely, it's a mixed message if in my music, all I talk to you about is killing Black people. It's a mixed message. So which is it? In my music, all I'm talking about is objectifying a Black woman and treating her like shit. So do Black Lives matter or do they not matter? It's like, we got to make a choice.
Right.
And no, that goes the same thing business-wise. Like, then invest in some Black businesses. We can't just say that mantra, put it on our as our profile pics of BLM or a black screen, and that's it. Like, that don't do nothing.
So I hear you. I hear you 100%. I don't think that I'm about, like, politically I'm going further left to left to left, right? And so study a lot of socialism, and basically, you know, so socialism is all about the redistribution of wealth. It's not about, you know what I'm saying? So that I was explaining to somebody else, socialism is if I have 5 kids in my family, me and my wife and 5 kids, that's 7 of us total, and I go fishing and I get 10 fish. After I feed my family, I give my other fish to my last 3 fish to 3 other people, right? So it's about sharing the wealth. So I'm not of the, you know, black capitalism will save us, but I do believe I am here for investing, redistributing financially, our time, our resources, our branding to other people that are in the same struggle as us. Because what happens is if we keep, you know, like we talked about earlier, like our relationship with capitalism is in such a way that, like, that's really a white man's game that they use to, like, really keep us in chains. Like that was the basis of, like, we were the original, you know, infinite capital, you know what I'm saying, in terms of money in this country, right? You know what I'm saying? So so I, like, you know, I have a Black owned business, I go to my Black owned vegan spot or what have you. And most importantly, we have to get, like I said earlier, we have to get back to what Black people get our best. And one thing we cannot do is when we get that bag, we act like the white man with it. Specifically, I'm talking about, like, the cutthroat, the business person, like, I'm, you know, well, it's just business. It's just business. It ain't that personal. It's all about the money. You know who else said that? Slave masters.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they will sell a human being if it means, you know what I'm saying, getting a profit or whatever. So yes. So, man, I told you we weren't gonna go over 90 minutes. I lied, because this is great.
I knew we were.
This is great. And like I said, like, this is like I said, I look up to you as a OG, as sensei. So, like, I'm learning, and I'm never gonna stop it, because I'm never gonna stop the learning process, because there's someone else like myself or someone else who needs to hear what we got to say here. So, you know, and we got to tell our own stories. We got to tell our own stories.
Exactly.
We got to tell our own stories. We have to. So, my favorite Cesar Comanche song. You already know. You already know I'm going with this.
Oh yeah,
you know. Come on. It's not. You know, if I didn't end with this, then it would be off from not. Hold on. Where is that? Here we go. All right. This is the song that touched my soul. It touches my soul every time I hear it. I get teary-eyed. I get emotional whenever I get pissed off about things in the local rap scene. And we're going to talk about a conversation we had about this too before we end or what have you. Whenever I get pissed off, this is the song that I play. This is Before Dawn from the I Like a Night in the Thief album. My favorite Cesar Comanche song, probably top 5 my favorite Ninth Wonder beats. And this is a guy who listens to a lot of Justice League, a lot of Little Brother, a lot of Rhapsody, a lot of Murs. So I listen to a lot of Knife Wonder B. He's one of my favorite producers, but this is probably top 5, and it's not 5. So this is Before Dawn. I'm gonna take it off so everybody can see the video too.
Yeah.
Oh no, what happened? Wait a minute.
I think he might have touched it on accident.
Here we go. Party people in the place to be. You know what you know. We love to spread love. Yes, we do. Yeah. But you also know what they know, that we know we may never get it back. So, you either love it or you leave it just the way that I perceive it, and you say that I'm conceited. Don't think that it's my fault, so my game, you wanna throw salt, it's so lame. Cesar's your flashlight, but you take me as your last right. Grumbling despite all the love that you get from above and advice, push and shove, better yet. Dialogue, door open, but you rather sit and just mope. Picture me with my arms crossed in a bullseye of a scope. So sad that you lamp there and hope that I'm the enemy public, friend to me. Yeah, and I'm making dubstep and YouTube video upset, and all this cause of a mic check. Come on, man. Spreading so much love, and soon one day you'll find it's never enough. This is the love we get, no wonder we're so upset. One time in the place, and that you'll get it back. So waste the time, the odds are too tough. This is the love we get, no wonder we are so upset. No time in the place. It's a shame if you build up a name in a town and your ass get the blame. Same cat you assist who one day's gonna resist you is so true. Square on the chin taker, where do we begin? Greed and a kin with the grin, plus the glare with the eyes of a snake. This seemed be the first thing to make. Glance up to the sky, then shrug your shoulders, take a step back. Look at the size of this motor, gonna take so many to move. Your move, should you even try? What you fashion a harness, risk your ass, then start tying a rope that you hope has the maximum weight test. Hope some others will invest, but you'll see. Spreading so much love, and soon one day you'll find it's never enough. This is the love we get, no wonder we're so upset. One time in the place, and that you'll get it back. So waste the time, the odds are too tough. This is the love we get, no wonder we are so upset. No time in the place. You should try not to overanalyze why loyalties die. Most at best are illusions, and those keep causing confusion. It's so sad. Once set off the launch pad, you will see what true colors your crew had. Claimed to vacuum and be glad. Fell for the bluff, it's tough, but homie, it's too bad. Trend ball, come back. Can't salvage it all, gotta let it dissolve. It's alive while wall fall back. In love what you're blessed with, and those lack. Or your future is Prozac, another a one-way flagrant flood to discover. If your plans include a new day, the simplest choice is don't go or you stay. Spreading so much love, and soon one day you'll find it's never enough. This is the love we get, no wonder we're so upset. One time in the place, and that you'll get it back. So waste the time, the odds are too tough. This is the love we get, no wonder we are so upset. No time in the place, so much love, and soon one day you'll find it's never enough. This is the love we get, no wonder we're so upset. One time in the place, and that you'll get it back. So waste the time, the odds are too tough. This is the love we get, no wonder we are so upset. No time in the place.
Man, look. Try to pick and choose. All right. So, it's a shame when you build up a name in the town and they call you a blame. The same cats you assist to are one day going to resist you is so true. Now, I'm sure I butchered that.
It's fine. You got the meaning across.
but bro, it's like I remember hearing it.
Right.
But it wasn't until okay, so I met you in February, and then I brought you to Baton Rouge, July of 2018. And wasn't nobody at this show. We rap for each other. But like it gave me time to really see you perform, see how you rocked. First of all, I saw your professionalism. You got there on time, you were super duper friendly, you set up, whatever. You didn't trip, you didn't complain because there wasn't no crowd there. And I'm always taking notes about that. But I was so upset because I do so much for the city of Baton Rouge, for the hip hop scene, for the culture, for the community. I've been doing this Fade to Flow thing. I got so many people amassed. Like at the time, we've been doing Fade to Flow for over a year. So this is 7 rappers every single month that I've never performed a Fade to Flow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this is 13 Fade to Flows and with several rappers. So I've been promoting this stuff. I have this email database with, and that's just 7 people the month to perform, let alone the people who submit to be a part of Fade to Flow. And we performed and maybe in front of 10 people. And I was so pissed. And so I was upset about that. Because I had to pay a guarantee and I didn't make no money at all. You know what I'm saying? So I knew it was gonna take an L. But you performed this song and those lines punched me in my motherfucking chest. And it was just like, when I talk to young people about my experiences, see, so there's pros and cons to being a pioneer, right?
Yep.
So when you're the first to do everything, you're the first to get punched in the face.
Yep.
And I've taken a lot of punches to the face for the culture. And sometimes I go back and forth thinking like, is it worth it? Is it worth my time? Is it, because I'm a person, I love real hard, Cesar.
Word.
If I got love for you, if I tell you I love you, then I go to the end of the earth for you, right? But when we doing this music thing, everybody got their own shit going on. Everybody ain't built like that. You feel me? And so this song means so much to me because it's like the person who I am, I have to help somebody. Like I get life from helping other people. But this song repurposed, like, are you helping them for you to feel good about yourself? Or are you helping them because it's the right thing to do? Because you love, you know what I'm saying? Like, so this song kind of like, it put it into a different perspective for me. Like, yes, you can still helping people, but not at the there's a way to, you can get your needs met to get that fulfillment from helping someone without putting your personal life, your financial straits, your finances, or your mental health in danger. You know what I'm saying? And so after this, like I really start, and we all get frustrated because we love hip hop. We love hip hop. We want to see our friends enjoy hip hop and be successful, but everybody ain't really built like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when the world was open and I took an L on a show or it didn't happen I wanted to, this song would be the record that you know what I'm saying, that I gotta go to as my self-care, so I can kind of woo-side a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
So can you I know the Raleigh hip hop scene is small. The Carolina hip hop scene is all interconnected. So I would bet that there are very specific instances that inspire some of the themes in this song. Without naming nobody's names or without whatever, can you just kind of tell me what exactly inspired you to make this particular record?
Pretty much that same scenario happening over and over again. Like the same thing, you put it eloquently, like of loving hard. And we're talking about like your crew, your people, your whatever, you just want to see cats do good. And then you show so much love. And then you keep seeing over and over again that like, that's not really being returned to you. And you start seeing it, and it always it's like these little things you see happen and you can read between the lines, and you're just like, huh, interesting. And that keeps happening over and over and over again. And we're human, so it starts really hurting your feelings. You know what I'm saying? And it really starts messing with you, and you gotta eat that. And then what I had to do one day was realize, like you were saying, that learn exactly who a person is and not who you want them to be. And once you learn who they are, then it's your job to act accordingly on how you interact with them. And it doesn't have to, I'm not talking about on some like sabotage or nothing like that. It's just, you know how far to go. Because you know if you go past a certain line, you're going to get yourself into something, whether it be you're going to suffer emotionally, financially, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I had to learn that I'm built how I'm built. I think the way I do, and I love championing people who have their heads on in some type of capacity or working hard at what they do, actually putting in work. But I had to accept the fact that those people I'm championing are not going to champion me. I had to accept
that's a hard pill to swallow, bro. It's a hard pill to swallow. Like it's so hard. It's like, damn, like, and for me, bro, like, not only have I helped more people than, like, as a person who's a transplant, like, so one of the first big nationwide rappers we had in Baton Rouge named CeeLo. Yeah, so how you do that there? Blah 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 blah. You know, he dope artist, dope rapper, great businessman, went to jail. He's still putting out music. But recently he's been doing these free game videos. And like so before he started doing the free game videos, I was joking and saying, like, man, them niggas should thank me because I'm taking care of their children. You know what I'm saying? I'm like they the OGs, but they not going to these venues and taking local Baton Rouge artists and setting up their publishing and taking them on the road and teaching them things and giving them opportunities. I'm doing that, and I'm a transplant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But people are quick to throw that up when they get mad at me. They're quick to say, hey, "You're not from here, nigga. I was here rapping when you was in elementary school, whatever."
Right.
Anyways,
exactly.
And so recently he started doing his free game videos. He's very, very sharp, and he's been dropping like mad game, mad gems. And my friend was joking. I was like, yeah, he finally taking you. He was like, you been the stepdaddy. He's like, you the Baton Rouge stepdaddy. He finally taking taking responsibility for his kids. And that was a little funny joke, which might piss somebody off. I don't give a fuck. But it always trips me out. It's just like the same cats you resist are one day going to resist you. Cesar, I've never any local. First of all, I don't get in beef. I don't get in rap beef. I don't do that.
Right.
People can get mad. I'm not by myself. Nobody's ever pulled up on me, so it's not any beef. That means you're upset. But there's never been a rapper that has displayed some type of anger outwardly towards me that I haven't helped before. It's been people who I've put on shows, I've taken on the road, I've set their publishing up, I've given game anytime they ask me questions, and it'd be something happen, and you the worst person ever. And
exactly.
And as people who love hard, and you know, we're in it to see everybody win, and we understand that we might not get that love. We understand that we might not even be in a position to where somebody has something they can give to us that can help us. Like a lot of these rappers can't really help me, but it really hurts when you love hard, you show this person love, and not only are they not showing no love back, but they turn on you. You be like, God damn, man. And like, and that's the stuff that just being vulnerable black man, that's the stuff that make you want to give it up, man. Like that's the stuff that make you want to give it up, because it's just like, you know, and going into my last thing I want to talk about. So that night I was pissed the fuck off. We had a whole bunch of, I promoted this show very well. I did what I had to do, you know what I'm saying? And nobody showed up. And I remember having to go across the street to the Chase, and I live in a neighborhood now, so where we was is like 3 minutes away from where we are.
You're talking about the first show we did.
The first show we did Baton Rouge, right? when nobody showed up.
Just making sure. Gotcha.
Yeah, like because remember we did Baton Rouge, and then you did New Orleans, and then we did Jackson and Memphis that weekend.
Right.
So nobody came to the Baton Rouge show. I don't know how the New Orleans show went, but the Jackson show, the Jackson show and the Memphis show was great. That Memphis show was fucking amazing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So and you got to meet. It was cool for me because you got to meet my mentor, Truth Universal. So and I wanted to meet Kamikaze and Jackson, but he was out of town. But so I could have had all my OGs in the same room. But I remember going to the ATM because I made no money that night and I had to take that L. You know what I'm saying? So I was pissed off. I think Truth was there, Justin Ivy, Ghost Dog, and a couple other people. We were at Louis Keaton, and I remember this conversation, and it changed everything for me. It was a very basic statement that you made, but it changed everything for me. And I tell people this all the time. So Justin was explaining to you what he used as the underground, the economy of underground hip hop. He was like, people in Baton Rouge don't understand the economy of underground hip hop. Basically saying like what we do. They know the club, they know the party and bullshit, but they don't know what we do or whatever. And I was telling him like, it's frustrating for me because I can go all across the country and get flown out and get these bags or whatever. But here at home, even as I progress and do all these records and make, create these different, milestones in my career, Baton Rouge still always, I think as long as I'm here, they're going to treat me as an outsider, even though I've been here for longer than I did in Oklahoma. And I was like, hey, this is what you said. You said, I'm from Jacksonville, North Carolina. I live in Raleigh. But he was like, I rap where my fans are.
That's right.
And you was like, you're already doing that. He was like, you're already doing that. And something that simple, just like the light bulb just hit, like, you're right. Like, rap where your fans are. Like, for me, if I know there's 20 fucking people who want to hear me in Indiana, I'm gonna holler at the people in Indiana, I'm gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Like, so just that basic statement, like, it really hit different. And like, not only rapping where your friends are, but maintaining that relationship where they are. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't seen my people in New England since October or August of 2019.
Right.
But I've been constant communication with the artists. I've done a couple podcast interviews with New England based podcasts. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. With some of the guys from Monday of the Minds. Like you know what I'm saying? Right. I'm sharing their music. We talking in the conversations like all around the country. And people are buying people are buying the Relevancy Rap Over Vocals masks for the pandemic and t-shirts and merch and stuff like that. Yeah. Because even though I have not been there, I'm still doing these podcasts. I'm still releasing music. I'm still releasing art and culture that maintains my relationship where my fans are. And just exactly. I guess I ain't got no question to ask, but I want everybody to know the person who kind of put me up on that G. If you want to add anything to it, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to do, man. Like, you keep making new fans and finding out where they are, and you just keep doing that because you're making music for humans at the end of the day. And you can't control where these humans are. If they just don't happen to be, very rarely, is somebody going to get where, they're making music and it's like they're the hometown hero and like they got the whole city on their back. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's a very rare thing. That's not a common thing. It's like it's 7.5 billion people on planet Earth. It's a reasonable goal if you got quality music. If you got a good performance, you know how to carry yourself, you know how to talk to people, you know how to maintain relationships. Any independent artist, their first goal is to actually have 1,000 real fans. That's your first goal. It's real fans, not your friends, not your mom, not none of that. I'm talking about 1,000. That's a first goal and build off that. You know what I'm saying? Like, That's how you do it. And they're humans. It doesn't matter. They may not all be in the same place, but that is something that's what you build off of. That's all that matters at the end of the day. Like, you know, I live in Raleigh. Like I said, like, I'm not from here. I'm a transplant. Even though it's the same state, it's like Jacksonville and Raleigh might as well be two different countries. It might as well be. It's nothing alike. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and that's the thing. Like, you just, too many people are caught up on just, you know, with the blinders on, looking around where they live and trying to be the hometown hero. And that's, I've personally never seen that work. Me personally, I've never seen it work.
So like, especially, literally, unless you're from New York or unless you're from LA, the hometown hero doesn't blow up until somebody not from where they're from puts them in, you know what I'm saying? So like, if you're from New York, of course, right? If you're from LA, of course, because you have buildings there. And now Atlanta, because there's buildings in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? But in North Carolina, it's going to take you to get on that level. It took J. Cole to go to New York. You know what I'm saying?
And then all of a sudden, then people started claiming them in North Carolina.
Right. It took the baby to go to
nobody
Atlanta.
Paid, right.
Yeah, I'm saying
nobody paid these people any of attention when they were here, and they were trying to make moves here. Nobody was.
Right.
And that's the, you know, and that's just what it is. And but that song, I feel like at some point, I feel like Before Dawn is not going to be your favorite song of mine anymore. At some point, I know it's a strong statement, but I just have a feeling.
Hold up. Wait. Okay. Let's click on this picture. Okay, this 2015. That's cool. DJ Trizak, Sean Koenig. Right. Let's focus on this. Let's focus on this right here, where it says new album under construction. What can you say about that? What can you say about the new album under construction?
I can say it's under construction. And
come on, that's all we get. That's all we get, man.
I made a statement before. I said that there's possibly going to be some new friends and old friends involved in it. And it's definitely going to be in even further down the vein of, if you like the type of art I make, it's going to be even further into that. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, see, that's what he doing to us, man. That's how we get.
Everybody involved has sworn secrecy. Everybody involved has sworn secrecy. Yeah. Yeah. And a handful of people have actually heard jams from it. And it's under 10 people that have actually heard anything from this record. And they're just like, okay. Like all the reviews have been like, yeah, it's a lot of growth going on here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm on your Bandcamp. This is the discography, y'all. If you want to get the albums, of course, like the thing about him, and I said the same thing about Elijah, same thing about Carnage the Execution, even Wordsworth. Like they're really, really approachable. So I can tell you, now, of course, Cesar and I have a relationship, but these are guys that if you hit them personally, they'll hit you back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you want to get the music from him directly, do that. He'll get it to you. Or you can go to his Bandcamp, which is Cesar Comanche at bandcamp.com.
Right. Just go right there.
Go right there. You know what I'm saying? He got the vinyl, got the merch on deck, you know what I'm saying? CDs, he got t-shirts, you know, things of that nature. So then I had his Instagram pulled up too. Like he's, you know, very active on Facebook, but you know, people don't count that for some reason. I don't know why. But like that's all my fan base is. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah. So, you know, here's his Instagram at Cesar Comanche, SESAR Comanche. I grew up on Comanche Street, so maybe that's another reason why you always stuck out of my mind, because I grew up on 1802 Comanche Street. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's his Instagram. Cesar Comanche on Facebook. Cesar Comanche on Twitter. New album coming soon. I'm gonna try to pry as much information out of him as I can. I ain't gonna tell nobody. I ain't gonna lie. I'm keeping it a ping. But yeah, man, OG Sensei, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor.
Word,
I am the most beautiful thing about I feel like our relationship is like we genuinely rock with each other on a human level.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But we've you know, so I feel like I've surpassed this. I'm always going to be a fan, but like as I was telling Logic last week, bro, I hate to come to people if I don't have anything in my hand. I hate to come empty-handed, and so like you and I have been able to share a lot of resources in terms of touring. Like right. You know what I'm saying? I was able to get you out here to Baton Rouge and get you to Jackson and get you to Tennessee. And I think I was able to help you get to Indiana and get to Milwaukee. And you've helped me get, you know, like I went from not being able to do anything in North Carolina to, you know what I'm saying, you know, of course, Ghost Dog got me out there first, but like,
oh yeah.
But like, I feel like your cosign kind of helped me cement myself in the, you know, Mid-Atlantic, the Carolinas and Virginia, and then like your cosign helping me out in New England. So like, guys, when I say like, this is somebody who, like, my mentors at different stages of my career. You know what I'm saying? So Truth Universal kind of taught me how to move as a grassroots artist. And then Kamikaze taught me how to maneuver more on the business end in terms of like booking shows and how to be handled and do stuff like that or whatever. So at this junction in my career, you know, Cesar has been my mentor in terms of how to tour. This is who I ask questions about, you know what I'm saying? And I'm super duper like appreciative of it. Like the 19-year-old kid being fussed at on the intro to listening is like screaming and kicking inside, man. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for being here. This is the Really Outchea podcast. My special guest, Cesar Comanche, MarcelPeopleAct.com. I will see you guys next week. It is probably gonna be 2 parts. I'm letting y'all know right now. So part 1 gonna come on.
That's the best way to do it. I would do it that way. Yeah,
100%. So part 1, you're gonna see it on Thursday, and the Thursday after that, you're gonna see part 2, and hopefully you see us doing some more stuff together. Peace.
Yes.